All right, folks, welcome back. This is part 2 of the water valve replacement on a Kenmore 90 series washing machine. It's a top load. The unit's about 10 to 12 years old. We will be replacing the water valve. The old unit is here. To get you up to speed, you can watch part 1 as to why we're replacing this piece. So I'm going to assemble on the new valve, the aftermarket one. The adapter bracket is separate, so you have to attach it to that, whereas the factory water valve is connected. I'm just going to kind of put this on here, line the hole. It's got a single hole for a screw, coarse threaded screw. I'll line it up here. So when you install this thing, your water outlet will go down, your 2 water inlets will poke out the back of the washing machine. We'll come around here. I'm going to line this thing up. Let's see that real quick. So if you look at it from the inside of the washing machine, that's what it's looking like right there. Still a minute. Start the 5/16 screws in the 2 holes. These are the original screws for the original water valve. And again, I mentioned earlier on the other video, don't over tighten these type of screws because this is thin sheet metal. It's either, most of the screws on these wash machines are going into either thin sheet metal or plastic, and you will strip the hole out. And I warned you on part 1 that there would be some background noise. That's our 3 children in there having some Fortnite fun. And as soon as I get done with this, I'm gonna really show them how to play. Like I say, just snug these up here. Come back around here. We're going to do the hookup on the inside. So as you can see, you have 2 electrical hookups, one for each solenoid. The top solenoids are cold. Bottom solenoid controls your hot valve. And if you forget which connector goes where, the white connector goes to cold and the red connector goes to hot, as it should. And as we mentioned in the other part 1 video, the washing machine is disconnected from the outlet, so always want to be safe. So as you can see, we have that hose I just hooked up. Now I've got the hose clamp we got to deal with for a minute. Make sure you get that on right or you will have a leak, most likely. So everything's hooked up there. We're going to go ahead and hook up the 2 hoses. Never done this, just like screwing on a water hose. Get that on by hand, and I come back and I just snug it a little bit with the pliers. You don't have to bear down on it. It's got a rubber gasket on the inside. And of course, when you're done, always look for leaks and double check your work. All right, so with that done, let's go ahead and flip the control head back up out the way. Again, use caution not to cut any of your wires under there. That'll make a fun time trying to get that cleaned up. So as we discussed before, possibly another video, this washing machine cabinet, the bottom of it on each side, the left and right side, actually sit on top of the frame rail here. It's going to rest on top of the frame rail. There's actually a tab sticking up. I don't know if you can see that or not. Tab's actually right here. That tab, one on each side. That tab will go into that hole. Get the camera around there. Go into that hole right there. Again, there's one on each side of that washing machine. And then the front edge of the cabinet, that lip goes underneath the frame here at the front of the washing machine. So again, your two sides of your washing machine cabinet sit on top of the frame, and your front edge goes under the frame. So I'm gonna get my assistant to hold the camera again for me, and I'm gonna wrestle this cabinet on here. Quick. I always like to make sure it's lining up. Alright. So once we got it lined back up, when we feel like it's sitting where it needs to sit, you'll go ahead and install your clips again. If you'll look, it's got a tab on it, goes right underneath there. You're going to just push down. That locks it right in place. We're going to do the other side now. Same thing. Flip it under yonder, push it down, boom. So now that we've got the cabinet back in place, we're going to go ahead and flip the control panel back over. And it just kind of sets in those grooves. I don't know if you've seen that, but you got, those are broke on this side. But if you look at this side, you got these two tabs that go in those two holes there. Of course, this machine is old, the other side is broken off, so we're just doing the best we can. So once you got that in place, break out your Craftsman screwdriver again, if that's your preferred brand, which, as I stated in the first video, I love my Craftsman tools. Alright. Way back in the day, when my family had a Western Auto store, we actually sold Craftsman tools at one point. Now I'm quite certain this thing's gonna work, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these caps back on. Not trying to be a little arrogant, but I've been through this machine 100 times before, so pretty sure it's gonna be all right. Now if my sidekick will hold the light again back here, we'll go ahead and hook the hoses, or we got the hoses hooked up already. We're gonna turn the water on. Let's see. Let's cross our fingers, folks. Okay. As you can see, the water flow is really good. That's what it should look like on a newer machine or a machine that's working properly. Before, there was absolutely just a little bit of water come out. When you go over to warm, it increased because now you're mixing the cold and warm water together. And then when you drop down to hot, it's going to slow down again a little bit. But again, when it was on cold before, we had zero cold water. And then on the warm cycle, it was pretty much all hot anyway, and then the hot worked as well. But this is working like it's supposed to. So, shouldn't take near as long to wash clothes. Hey, thank y'all for watching. And thank you for my assistance there. And in case you're wondering, that valve is a FSP, and there's your number. Made in US actually. 285-805. Thank y'all for watching.